Welcome, 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 guys. Welcome to our heat transfer answer with Dave. That's me. It's Friday. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I see that we have a few people here watching already that were waiting for us, and I want to welcome you into here. So the entire thing today is 100% completely unscripted. I don't really have anything planned today. This is all to answer your questions. I do have a few things here with us that we could talk about. I want to press some koozies because the weather's getting warmer here in Ohio. So yeah, if you guys are joining in, drop some comments of where you are watching from. I've got the comments up right here on a monitor, so I'm able to see them for you guys. But I want to answer questions for you guys. That's what this is here for. So go ahead, reach out. I also have a whole little thing going on here, so I could see a chat down on my mobile device that I have here on the desk as well. Let us know. Leave some comments, leave some chats, and I'm happy to answer any questions whatsoever. We do have a whole webinar series that's very interactive that we put together every other week, and we cover different topics. Yesterday we were just talking about vacation and travel t-shirts, so that's definitely something to get into if you are, looking for something to get into on a Thursday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're here in Ohio, so we're on Eastern time. So every single week, we're doing some kind of webinar. But you can always check that out if you head on over to transferexpress.com in the events page. And of course, we have all of our events listed there. Abby and Stacy are right down in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now. Chattanooga, Tennessee right now. They're hanging out, and they are at the Everything Embroidery Market. So if you're in the Chattanooga area, I want to say that registration for that event is free. You don't have to pay for it. So you could just show up and register on site. But check that out, Everything Embroidery Market. If you just type that into Google, you'll see that that's that page there. So don't quote me exactly on if that registration is free. And I don't see anybody in the chat for 7 people. Come on, guys, start talking, start telling me things, start asking me questions. My name's Dave. If you guys don't know who I am, I've been in the apparel decorating industry now for over 10 years. And yeah, pretty much any way that you could put ink on a substrate, I've been there and I've done it. Andrew says hi. Hi, Andrew. How are you doing? If you have any questions about apparel printing, Transfer Express, this is the time to do it. This is just a live Q&A. Any question goes. You could ask me pretty much anything, and I'm going to try to answer it here for you, whether it relates to t-shirt business, heat presses, online designing, even Photoshop, Illustrator, anything like that. I want this to just be an open forum, help you guys with your t-shirt business. I just want to make sure my computer doesn't go to sleep here. I do have my computer here, so if we do need to jump into transferexpress.com or EasyView Online Designer, we could do it right here. But as we're waiting for some more folks to join us, I'm just going to go ahead and say let's jump right into some of the stuff, some of the fun stuff that I've got here. So the first thing is toast to transfers. If you're unfamiliar with what we're doing here in Transfer Express, we do have a Toast to Transfers event. It's kind of like a wine and design or a heat press and get a drink kind of thing. But we sell a kit for it, and the kit is, I believe, on sale right now at transferexpress.com. And this next edition is going to be super, super fun. I saw Andrew ask, do transfer images layer like traditional screen printing? So I could kind of show you here. If this makes sense. This is actually a screen printed transfer. So this is Plastisol ink that's just been printed on this carrier sheet instead of directly to the garment. And yeah, I would say they're kind of layered. Now our inks are a little bit specific because they don't require an underbase. So how you would traditionally print a white underbase, if say you were printing on a navy shirt like what I'm wearing underneath here, that you would be printing an underbase before you print any color, so the colors stay nice, bright, white, and opaque if you're doing white, or in this case, black and yellow. But this is all layered together. So you could order 1 color, 2 color, 3 color. It really doesn't matter. As many as you want with the screen printed transfers, but these are actual screen printing. So yes, you don't have to layer them yourself. They come pre-layered for you to apply ready to go. Now this is just an example of the goof-proof screen printed transfer, which is our Plastisol ink transfer, our #1, but we also have our Ultra Color Max, which comes on some sheets like this. I've already cut some pieces out on this, but this comes ready to apply as well. So any colors of what you want, and this one is actually backed with a white ink. If you could kind of see that on the screen, there is a white backing behind these, and then this would be the face side with the colors. So they come ready to apply. No need to register colors, no need to print an underbase, no need to print those registration marks and tape them off on a screen. All you need, these transfers come ready to apply. The same exact look, feel, wash, wearability as a traditional screen printed print, because this is the same Plastisol ink that we have just refined over the past 30 years to make it identical to even a soft hand screen print. It doesn't sit on top like a 2 or 3 stroke of Plastisol does. It feels much more like a soft hand print. Washes, wears, feels just like the real thing. These Ultracolor transfers, the Ultracolor Max, is a direct-to-film transfer. So this is the brand new latest and greatest technology, and everywhere I've been all over the United States demoing this product so far this year, and everybody, even if they have a direct-to-film setup at home or they have a buddy who's been doing it, they say, no DTF feels quite like this one does. Nice and soft, super stretchable. There's just pretty much endless capabilities with this. We offer it at 6 cents per square inch. You could order up to 22 by 22 inches or just a single image if you want. The only thing is that there's a $25 order minimum. So you could order 1 piece, it's just gonna be 25 bucks. You could order 6 pieces. If it's still under that $25 threshold, it's still just 25 bucks. It all just depends on what size your graphic is. Doesn't matter how many colors are in it. It could be tons of colors like this, or just a single color. It could be a 2 color like we have here on the Goof Proof. But if we only needed, say, 6 of these or something, you don't want to have to buy 6 full sheets of our screen printed transfers. You could buy just 6 images, and if that's all you need, it's 25 bucks out the door. So the most affordable option for any transfer, regardless of color. Now these print, because they have that white backer behind it, they print on light garments, dark garments, heathers, polyester, tri-blends, all of that with absolutely no problem. We actually just posted a video today on our YouTube really comparing and diving into the similarities and differences between the DTF and our goof-proof screen printed transfer. So if you haven't seen that one already, check it out. Estella's here from Springfield, Ohio. Estelle, nice to see you. Always happy to have you joining us here at Transfer Express. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave them in the chat section. That's what this heat transfer answer is here at Transfer Express. Is really, I just want to help you in your t-shirt business any way that I can. You know, that's one thing that we are dedicated here at Stalls and Stalls Transfer Express is helping you and your business. So literally anything under the sun, we want to be there to help. From application instructions or designing online in the EasyView Online Designer, maybe finding the right transfer type. Anything goes right here. Lynn's here. Hey, 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 Lynn. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here at the Heat Transfer Answer. But since we're already talking about some stuff, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going right in talking about Toast to Transfers. It's one of my favorite events. We've been doing it for almost a year now, and essentially it's like a wine and paint night or a wine and design night. But we broadcast from right here in our Transfer Express studio in Mentor, Ohio, and we sell kits, which I believe should be on sale right now at transferexpress.com. I'm going to refresh the homepage on my own computer here and see if it's posted already. Sure enough, it is. So if you just go over to transferexpress.com, you can see right here on the homepage. Can we switch over to, I have the ability to switch over to my computer view right here. And bam, you could see right here the summer edition of Toast to Transfers, and that's what this one's going to be. So you see right here on the screen that we have a tote bag, we have a tank top, an apron, a whole bunch of transfers in there, and even a can cooler or a koozie and the ruler guide. Let me bust this open. I'll bust this open and show you what's inside this thing right here. So we'll come live back into our Transfer Express studios, Mentor, Ohio. I'm going to try to hold this up and not have everything fall out because I want to show you guys what's in here. So I might have to put it on the heat press, maybe. Nope, it's going to fall on the heat press. So I'm going to put it right here. I'll just hold everything up for you guys. So the first thing when you open up the box is going to be this guide. It tells you everything that's in here, tells you all of the layouts that we used on all of these different transfer types, and we're able to, get everything ready to go. It is May 26th at 7 p.m. So it's super casual, a little guided press along event. Steph will be right here with the press with her kit, and if you purchase a kit now for 45 bucks, that includes shipping, you're going to get all of these items that you could press along with us. So it's really, really cool and a great opportunity. If, say, you haven't printed on aprons or a tote bag, you could get it all at a discounted price right here in the kit, so you don't have to go buy and source everything. You get to try the transfers too, so those are included as we go. And then you could get some confidence and really get into applying these kind of things and offering them for your customers, which is going to help you close more sales. So right here, you see just one of the transfers. There's a whole bunch in this bag. I believe it looks like there is 4 total transfer sheets. So there's 2 separate full gang sheets. One of them is going to be this design, and the other one's going to be the white design that we're going to be putting on the apron and the can cooler. So there's some cool designs for Dad, because Father's Day coming up, or any kind of just summer designs as well. So May 26th is going to be this event if you guys are interested in hanging out with us. So you get the transfers, you get a nice little instruction sheet that tells you what to set your heat press to, so that you could have everything ready to go. We are thinking about putting some recommended cocktails or something on these little recipe sheets too, so we could all have like a little red, white, and blue cocktail or something too. That'll be maybe the next edition here. Lynn asks, where could I find the heat transfer guide for the settings? Number one, if you order transfers, there's always going to be an instruction sheet that comes with the transfers. That's going to be your first bet to do to have the most accurate heat press instructions for your transfer type. Now, if we could go over here back to the computer, I could show you on transferexpress.com exactly where you could find it for if you lose your transfer sheet or your instruction sheet, whatever you need, we could find it here on transferexpress.com. So if you're here on Transfer Express, you could go up to the Help Center, and there's a link up there. One of my favorite things to do is just click on Products, because all of the up-to-date transfer instructions are on the product page. So say we ordered a goof-proof screen printed transfer. So we're just going to go click on screen printed transfers here. We just clicked on Products, Heat Transfers, and it takes us to screen printed or full color. So we could click on screen printed transfers, and then we could click on goof proof right here as we found it. And then right here is our application instructions. If you just want the time, temperature, pressure, how to peel it is all right here, right in the middle. Over on the left-hand side is more of the notes and kind of the suggested hints for what to do, and or a full guided walkthrough. Check the transfers before heat applying. Set the temperature for 100% cotton or even 100% polyester. Look, you could bring it down to 325, 350. So right in there, you could pull it all up and have it ready to go. Just to kind of illustrate the point, click on heat transfers and back on over to full color transfers. Say we're doing the Ultra Color Max, which I am going to apply here for you in just a minute, if I could even find where they went. I don't know where they went. All right, so an Ultra Color Max transfer right here of this little baseball guy. Real cool. And I dropped it, of course. So this is Ultra Color Max. If I lost the instruction sheet that this comes with, I'm just going to put this on this cooler. This is pretty cool. I'm just putting it on this cooler. But if I lost the transfer instructions, I'd head back on over to the website. So just how we did it, click on Products, Heat Transfers, Full Color Transfers. I'll find the transfer type. As long as you can remember what the transfer type is, Ultra Color Max. We'll click on that, and then right here, we know that we're going to go 12 to 15 seconds, 290 degrees, a medium pressure, and we're going to peel it hot. So back here at our heat press, of course, we have everything already set, 290 degrees, 15 seconds. My pressure needs to be a medium, but I'm going to put a heavy substrate in here anyway, so it's at a 4 right now, and that's okay. And then we would peel hot. That's hot. Heat press is looking hot and good here today. Let's see. Steven asks, why did my transfer on a poly safety vest not adhere properly? I had no issue with the logo on the back. That is a great question, Steven. So I have a couple questions for you. You did have no problem applying it on a poly safety vest on the logo on the back, but on the front it didn't apply. So is it a different part of the material or still just a regular safety vest? What I would worry about is the temperature and your time of what you're going to be printing that on. So it you want to make sure that you have a smooth, flat, even surface. So if there's any straps or striping, sometimes they have those reflective coatings on the safety vest. If those are like thick, you're going to have to make sure that that stays off your platen. Because anything that's going to be raising that print area, you're not going to be getting the right pressure or temperature down to the transfer. So say like, it might be something similar. I don't know the exact safety vest that you've got, but it might be something similar to this, where there is, this is just a tote bag that's in the Toast to Transfers kit, but this has this hard area, this kind of strap that comes up that's sewn on. Now, if I was printing right next to this, so say that's like up on a left chest or something, when I press this down, this area is thicker, and this is not the lower area. Is this in the way even? So, but this area here is going to be raising the print area or raising the platen away, and you're not going to be getting that pressure and temperature down to the logo right next to it. So that's one thing to make sure of. If you cannot avoid those, like, so if I was printing this, I would just try to maybe get this whole seam, like if you're doing that vest, try to get that whole seam. There's a button in the middle of this. Wow, what a deluxe tote. This is a very fancy tote bag. But if we want to remove all of this off, we'll just make sure all of it stays off the printing area, and then we could print the rest of this. Now, for something like this tote bag, there's seams and stuff down here that are going to be affecting our pressure. The seam, right where the blue meets the canvas, it's fairly thick. I could feel it, and if you could feel a seam nice and thick, it's not going to collapse on your heat press. So that's where something, either a smaller platen that you could get that off the area, like a little 4x4 or the 8x10 platen, or simple enough, just a mouse pad. Because most likely on the back, you might have had a full flat surface that you could just lay on your heat press, but any seams, maybe even like the ribbing where it comes together, if that's affecting the pressure and you're printing too close to it, it's not going to be getting the right amount of heat or pressure. So something like this, a mouse pad. We sell these for $3 on our website. They're super easy. Even if you need them to make them super small to fit inside of a sleeve or something, you could take this and just cut it up with a pair of scissors. It's $3, so it doesn't hurt. You could buy those Print Perfect pads. They are absolutely phenomenal, but spending $40 for a pad that you might have to cut up, it hurts to cut into $40, but something that's $3, just cut into it. You can buy huge packs of these on Amazon. We always recommend the Sublimation ones that are white, because anyone that's like a navy or a black, sometimes that dye could transfer into polyester garments. So don't do that, especially on those polyester safety vests. So what you would be doing with this mouse pad is then threading it on the inside to raise the print area, right? Raise the print area right here to keep any of those obstructions off. So now I have my mouse pad in here, and I could tell that this is going to fit right on in here, especially with that button there. But see, even in this is a little big, so this is where you would even cut it down to match the size perfectly for what you need. Let's see if I could get it. I don't want to ruin this Toast to Transfers kit before they even go on sale. I think they just went on sale today. But even something like this. So if we hold that down, when we bring this down, we raise the printing area, so we're going to have to back our pressure off. And as we go down, we're going to have to back our pressure off even more and more. But this is what happens when it's thick. And all that pressure that you wouldn't be getting in there, so now I know I'm at an 8, so that's perfect for like a screen print and transfer. Steven, you're probably using maybe Elastiprint's Goof Proof, maybe even our Ultra Color Max or the Ultra Color Soft transfers. Let me know what kind of transfer type you're using in there. And yeah, we'll see. So here you could kind of see this outline of where we just had this fall right off the mouse pad, and you could see this outline of the mouse pad right here. I still got the corner of this a little bit, but that's going to affect the pressure. So just be very, very careful about that, and pick up one of these mouse pads, or you might even have one sitting around at your house. A great way to just raise the printing area, get it out, get all those seams, those collars, anything out of the way. Really handy when you're doing aprons, tote bags like this. You don't have to buy another platen. I mean, with these Hotronix presses, it's super awesome that you do have the ability to do the quick change platen and just be able to lift these right out and swap them out for smaller platens. Or I like the tag-along platen. I love the tag-along platen. That one's a sweet platen. But just like that, it locks right back down and in, and you're good to go. So if you don't, but the platens are expensive though. That's the thing. That we don't want to. They are great if you're doing a ton of bags or something like that. You don't want to be fussing with the mouse pad going in and out, or if you're doing a lot of polos, you don't have to be worried about stuffing the mouse pad in there every single time. That's when buying a small platen is going to pay off. But we know a lot of you guys out there are home-based decorators, and you're maybe printing out of your garage or a spare bedroom, your home office, sometimes even your living room or your kitchen table, and you can't break the bank buying a $400 platen for your press. Maybe you already spent a lot of money on your heat press, and you don't have the money to do anything else. That's perfectly fine. That's why we offer these solutions right here for you that are the cost-effective way to get those same results. Sure, it might take a little bit more time, and then if you find yourself doing a lot, that's when you upgrade to one of those other platens there. Awesome, Stephen. I hope that helps. If you were having any issues with that, if there are the thick, heavy seams or any of those reflective stripings, you're going to want to make sure those are off the platen area, or you raise the area where just your print is. Like if you're just putting a little 3x3 logo, you could even cut this to be a little 3x3 logo. Adjust your pressure accordingly like you saw us do here, and then you're all set. I'm going to crank this one down here and get it back, because I'm going to forget when we go to print those koozies later. Of course, a 0 on pressure. There we go. That feels better. Back into that 7 territory. I'll back it off when we have to go back to print these koozies. Let me get to the rest of the stuff in this Toast to Transfers kit, because this one, out of all the ones that we've done over the past year, this one is by far the most value packed. You're going to get everything in this kit and more. So I already showed you. You get the instruction sheet. You get 4 full gang sheets of transfers. We're only going to use half of 2 of these sheets. So we're giving you tons of extras to experiment yourself on some different styles of apparel at home. Maybe even this like vacay mode, the vacay mode. Vacay. I just went on vacation last week, so I'm kind of out of my vacay mode. But this vacay mode, maybe you just want to make this for your friends, your family, list it in your own online Etsy shop or something. This is a layout, which is what in our EasyView Online Designer. This layout right here is, I'll tell you, it is layout QVA26 in cyan. So we tell you what it is. You could go over to the EasyView Online Designer and customize this yourself. If you don't want it to say vacay mode and you want it to say Bumbly Beach or something like that, all right there, you're able to do that all in the EasyView Online Designer, which I could show you here in a second. My computer went to sleep, so I'm just going to turn it on. We don't have to go over here, and you guys don't have to see my password. But let's continue. Let's continue into our Toast to Transfer kit. I showed you the tote bag. This is a super deluxe tote bag. You have the color block straps and the bottom, along with one of my favorite things, especially when you're on the beach and you're lugging tote bags. As somebody who just lugged tote bags around on the beach a week ago, I love the little snap in here. Keeps it locked tight, closed, so nothing's going to be falling out. Doesn't it look fantastic on me? But just like that, a really nice high-end tote bag that you're getting all in this all-inclusive price. So that's one thing you're getting in there. Next up, a Bella Canvas Muscle Tank shirt. So not like a racerback or just a sleeveless shirt, but this is a really super trendy style. These are available in sizes small up to extra large. So for your wives, your girlfriends, the daughters, sons, could even wear this. It's actually nice. I might pick one of these up in my own size. It's super, super soft and super kind of stretchy too. So it is a great canvas decorating surface for you. I say canvas in the sense. It is a 52-48, so it's 52% cotton, 48% polyester, and we're going to print on this with that Toast to Transfers kit. So if you want to grab one of these, and then there you go. That's something that you could show your customers. Post on social media, post on your Etsy store, and be able to say, I could print these. And after the Toast to Transfers event, as fun and casual as they are, we want them to be learning opportunities so that you guys could feel confident in your capabilities with your heat press at home. So we continue. On top of that, aprons, real big as the barbecue season comes up, or if you have any maybe diners or coffee shops in your area that could be buying aprons from you, learn how to print them with the best. Just like I was talking about, those seams and those straps, the collars and everything right here, and bam. You want to avoid printing on this, so we're going to show you how with that mouse pad. and then you could get confidence in printing yourself. Or maybe you have a smaller heat press, maybe that 9x12 craft press that we have, the pink press, where you're not going to need a mouse pad at all. You're going to be able to fit and get all those seams off of the platen area. I see Donna says, I'm getting heat press lines on my polyester shirts. I have T-pads and soft fusion pressing pads, but I'm still getting them. Why? So most likely, either your pressure's too high or you have your heat's too high. So one thing that I always like to say is try to avoid the marks before they happen. And sometimes it's too late, which is why we found out how to fix them. So you don't throw those garments away. You can salvage them. I'm serious. We've looked for over, I think the entire team here has been looking for 25 years on how to get scorch marks out of polyester, and we just cracked the case just a couple weeks ago. We have a video, maybe like 3 back on our channel here, using the Cricut handheld mini easy press. All you have to do is kind of feather the edges of that scorch mark, because usually they're a hard straight line. And you see that in the shirt when it's a hard straight line. And all you have to do is kind of feather that edge, and it takes care of it. It totally masks the fact it's there. Now on your polyester, if your temperature's too high, so if you're pressing any substrate over, like on polyester, like 300 degrees. If you're over 300 degrees, you could start to get in the possibility of scorching. If you're under 300 degrees, it could just be a press mark on it that is going to wash right out. Certain colors too, like the dark navies, the maroons, the reds, typically will discolor when the moisture is pulled out of the shirt. For if it is actually scorching, if you're getting that scorch mark on your polyester shirts, it's actually going to change the sheen of the garment. So it's going to be kind of shiny where it left that mark. So choose a transfer type that's going to apply below 300 degrees. So perfect example right here on the table. I have Goof Proof and I have Ultra Color Max. Ultra Color Max is going to apply at 290 degrees, which is safe for, I'm not going to say all poly, 99% of poly shirts. Because some of those polys, even like the tri-blends, the viscose or rayon content really starts to jump up on there. And any of those synthetic fibers are very heat sensitive. You have to be over 400 degrees to scorch cotton, so that's usually not a problem at all. But polyester could start scorching pretty much as low as like 275 or 290 degrees in those maroons, the dark reds, the blues, so the navies, those blacks, the heavily dyed polyesters tend to be more heat sensitive than others. And it all depends on manufacturer and even style too. So it's not necessarily one or the other. But Goof Proof applies at 325 at its absolute lowest. That was the setting that we just saw in those application instructions too, for if you're printing on 100% polyester, which may still be too hot for some polyester. So check your garments before you're ordering your transfers. Elastiprints applies at 290 and can even apply as low as 275. So that is one way that you could completely avoid scorching. Or using a low temperature like the CAD Express prints, 250 degrees. You're even lower for your design. And so you don't have to worry about scorching at all on that. So, but we have actually 2 videos on polyester scorching, one on how to avoid it and why specifically, kind of like what I just talked about, why polyester scorches in the first place, and then the one we just released maybe a week or 2 ago on how to completely remove scorch marks with a household iron or even that mini press. The mini press, I love the tiny little rounded platen, and it's super flat. There's no steam holes or anything in it. And it's great for even applying like inside tag prints. We were super shocked that applying those inside tag prints that we saw so many people doing on TikTok actually worked. And we wash tested it. We have the whole video on our channel right here on YouTube that you could check that out. But yeah, if you have been scorching polyester and you just need those shirts and you need to give them to the customer still, and you don't want to waste the money throwing them in the garbage and trying not to scorch them, we did find out a way that you could do it. It's a little, I wouldn't even say it's time consuming. It's pretty quick, and it's not using like the spray peroxide or anything. You're essentially just feathering the look, that you're reducing the look of that hard edge so it is completely gone on there. Yes, oh, a lot of sublimating. Okay, so now we're talking about sublimation. It sounds like if you're getting the press lines on polyester shirts, your pressure's just too high. Because if you're using like a white polyester, those sublimation blanks usually could go up to about 400 degrees without any discoloring. Now, when they are just white sublimation, the white polyester, 100% polyester shirts, they do actually scorch when you get to that 400 degrees, but that sheen is not noticeable on white, and or you're printing such a large area. So what's most likely happening is that your pressure is too high, and it's just causing the indentation in here. That's going to completely go away when the garment is laundered. So you're kind of almost embossing the shirt a little bit. What you could do is, because you don't want to reduce the pressure too much, that transfer is going to kind of float and you'll get ghosting or some blurry edges. You still want that nice, sharp sublimation transfer when you push it down on there. But just try rolling off the pressure a little bit and keep using the pad underneath if that's worked for you in the past. Or try a different blank supplier. Like if you've been using blanks that have been no problem and then you switched over, then, you know, to some others provide. I know, I'm with you guys though, because sometimes we have to switch garments. There's been so many out of stock issues. I just got some hats in that have been back ordered. Man, what was that? Two months, I think. These hats have been on back order. A client of mine, a buddy of mine really, has just been wanting to get some hats made, and the colorway that he wanted has been out of stock. Luckily, he was able to wait, because sometimes you can't wait. You need to get those blanks back in, so you use a different supplier. But really, if you're using a white polyester shirt, Donna, yeah, you can't be going down to 290. And as long as that white shirt is not yellowing or singeing anywhere, all of that's going to wash completely right out. Sometimes you could get away with even like a handheld steamer and steam those creases out of it. Or once you're all set, you could cover the design. Sublimation you have to get careful about, because when you hit it with heat, those inks will actually sublimate back out of the fibers and you could get some fading to it. But say, let's just use this t-shirt for example. Donna, I want to help you. And so say we've sublimated the shirt. Imagine this is a white 100% polyester shirt here. And you essentially put this on the garment or on your heat press. You put your transfer down, maybe taped it down on either side, and we pressed. Your 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever your sublimation transfer applies at, probably at 375, 390 degrees, sometimes even 400. So we'll pop this one up. Now my pressure was okay, and I didn't ruin the shirt too much, actually not at all. But you can kind of see a little bit of a press box there at the bottom, maybe. Can you see that at all on the camera? Probably not. Yeah. Ish. That's Heather behind the scenes, manning the camera, switching the cameras around when we do everything else on here. Yeah, there's kind of a mark there, kind of. All right, so a little bit of a mark there that you could see. And so if you're getting that line on there, that press box all the way around the shirt, the easiest way to take care of it is just back your pressure off a little bit. And especially if you're doing sublimation, please try not to iron or heat press back over that design, is just hold out that bottom area right here and then just lightly apply pressure to it. I'm not even locking the press down all the way, and using essentially the heat press as an iron. It's going to iron out that mark right there, and because I didn't put hard pressure, boom, it's completely gone. If you guys could barely see it before, now it's completely gone now. So essentially all you're doing is just giving it a little embossing into the shirt, and you're able to completely remove that just by kind of ironing that edge. That's one way to get rid of it if you are getting that. But don't put tons of pressure down on that. And maybe if, that's what I really love. See, that's the thing that I love about these high quality heat presses. I've used tons of different heat presses, and I actually, don't tell anybody, don't have a Hotronix at home. But it's fine. You guys could get away with it. There's a simple solution here that we could work with. I'm actually going to use this other one here. So let's take the quick slip pad protector off our press. And the reason why I'm talking about all of this is pressure settings. So this is the Hotronix AutoClam 16x20, my absolute favorite heat press in the entire world. Number one, because I'm used to using it and I could print so efficiently. I've been able to print four shirts in 1 minute using our goof-proof transfers. Goof-proof helps in that by applying as low as 4 seconds. But essentially, you load a t-shirt onto this thing, place your transfer, one step, and you're down. There's no draw feature. There's no putting it back up. It auto opens when it's all done. So like this, I have a 15-second timer on here. But you'll see as I talk about this press that this is just going to open by itself. So as soon as it opens up, boom, I would peel the transfer, pull the shirt off the press, and load the other one right onto it. So it limits all of my movements. Just like this. Magic. There's just an electromagnet on the top, so it doesn't require any air compressors. Especially as a home business, You don't want to be running an air compressor in your garage that's all day. You don't want to do it. This just runs on a standard plug. You just want to make sure that you have a dedicated 15 amp circuit going to the press. Otherwise, you could have some issues with it heating up. It just demands a lot of power. And so just like a dishwasher or like a washing machine, you plug it in, it's on its own circuit because it's going to be drawing so much power. Same with these guys. So the paper test. With this, the Hotronix presses I love because right here in the bottom corner, it tells you what your pressure is. And that's in pounds per square inch. So this is at a 6, a medium to firm pressure in there, and that's 60 pounds per square inch on this lower platen. That makes it super easy when the application instructions here say like a 6 for pressure, a medium pressure, 6, 60 psi, it tells you that. All of the higher end Hotronix presses, starting from the auto clam up to fusions, the air fusions. The air fusions will do the pressure for you. There's not even a knob on here. You tell it I need 60 psi and it auto adjusts to 60 psi. You put a hoodie on there that's a little bit thicker, there's no adjusting, 60 psi. So maybe the air fusions are pretty cool. I just like the auto clam for its simplicity, its bare bones nature, and its quick, efficient printing. So the paper test. Let's get to the paper test here. I'm going to use this this Toaster Transfers paper here. I see some more incoming here. Hey, Owen Tech Studio. Meet Dave online today. Owen Tech, I am excited to meet you today. Thanks for joining us here and here. Lynn says my mic is cracking or loose. I'm sorry. Sometimes I hit it, and sometimes it unplugs in my back pocket. So we got it. We got it all good. So hopefully it's good. Heather's listening back there now, so if anything goes wrong, she's going to yell at me and say, hey, your mic is screwed up. So I hope it's better now. Is it better now? We got thumbs up. It's better now. So the paper test. Back to the paper test here. So take just a regular sheet of paper, preferably unprinted. Please use one that's unprinted. This one's printed. But you're just going to put it into the corner of the press. So what we're going to do is we're going to close the press on it, and if you could easily pull it out, it's too light. That was a little firm. You see I wrinkled it here, pulling it out. But if you could pull it out easily, the pressure is light. If it gives you a good little struggle pulling it out, like this one, I could pull it out, but it gives me a struggle, that's a medium pressure. So I should be right in that 5-6 range. Now, if I really crank the pressure up on this, in the corner, I should not be able to pull it out. It's not going to be able to pull out, and I'm going to have to open the press to get my piece of paper out. So here, we are at a 9 on pressure, and I can't move this thing. I'm going to rip the piece of paper. I don't want to rip it, and I also don't want to print on the bottom. All right, we got a little bit of ink in there. You know that, right? Nobody from Transfer Express is watching, right, Heather? Okay, good. Good. Yep, totally smeared it. So smeared the ink here. And so, yeah, we're not going to put this one back in the box. We're going to put it down. We're going to put it down. Way to go. Can't believe I did that. I hope nobody saw that. Luckily, it's just a little printed thing. That's why I asked you to use a non-printed piece of paper, because that's what happens whenever you hit ink with heat. It has a tendency to get a little loose. So we don't want that to happen on there. Yes, all set on the mic. Sweet, awesome, good. So I'm putting the quick slip pad protector back on. So this is for one of those reasons when you make oopsies and accidentally print ink on your lower platen. It keeps it nice and clean. It also makes it easy to keep it to keep the bottom here nice and clean and to easily thread your shirts on and off of the thing. Am I cracking again? There, I got it out. This is my mic pack. I'm sorry, guys. All right, we're just going to leave that as gingerly as possible so I don't touch anything else. All on there. All right, good. Lynn's, I hope it's still good. So we're going to put the quick slip pad protector back on here. Now the quick slip pad protector, Hotronix makes in a ton of different sizes, regardless of the manufacturer of your press or the size. Pick up a quick slip pad protector. They're like $40, and they make things so much easier. They make them for 15 by 15 presses. They make them for 11 by 15 presses. Pretty much almost any size of heat press you could get one of these quick slip pad protectors for. We see a lot of people use the covers on the top platen to protect the heating element. It blocks heat though. That's the only thing. is that it blocks a lot of heat. So either you have to compensate for that every single time, or you have to take it off for certain products, especially for like screen printed transfers. You need all of the heat that you could get. So when you're using those Teflon sheets or those silicone pads, all of that blocks heat whenever you're putting something in between the heating element and your transfer. So don't do it. Just don't do it. This is coated, at least on the Hotronics presses, in a nice non-stick coating, okay? So even if it's happened at trade shows, it's happened here in the studio plenty of times. We'll put something face up on accident or not be thinking, close the press to set some settings, and bam, we touch the inks and it melts right into the upper plate. And you just take the shirt that you're printing with or a spare rag, anything in the shop, bunch it up so that your hand doesn't get too hot, and wipe as hard as you can, and it'll wipe right off. I promise you, no need to ruin anything. As soon as you unplug the heat press and go, oh no, I need to clean it up, that's when it starts setting on there and you're never gonna get it off and you have to scrape it off. So you definitely don't wanna do that. So I'm just gonna work on putting this back in here. I should have done the back first so I didn't burn myself. And I didn't wanna reach over. If you could still see me, am I even on camera? I'm not even on camera here. Whoop. And now I'm back. I'm back here. So the quick slip pad protector, just like I was talking about how easy it is to just slip a shirt on and off, especially when we have a fully threadable heat press like this on the stand, or even the counter caddy that comes with the auto clam, or that you could buy for the auto clam. So easy to slide on, just like that. There's no snagging, no pulling, and then the worst thing is when you do have that rubber pad that's on most heat presses, it could pull the garment in certain ways. So you think that you're straight on, and you're not. You're really not. And it's like twisted on the bottom or twisted on the top, and you can't tell. But with this, it just slides on and off. So my favorite thing is slide it all the way on. So you hit these shoulder seams, making sure it's nice and straight, checking the sides, and then roll the collar off, and you have that nice, flat, even printing surface that we were talking about, and our pressure's too high. And just like that, we're back to that medium to firm pressure. And I love just being able to look up here and check it, not have to do the paper test all the time. Because if you're doing just shirts, most of the time you're gonna be fine, you know that pressure's gonna be where it's at. But as soon as you switch over to, say, sweatpants or a sweatshirt or something, then you're gonna run into those issues there. So any more questions, guys? I see 30 people here watching. If you guys have any questions about anything about a heat printing business or t-shirt business or art, design, t-shirts, sweatshirts, heat presses, transferexpress.com, turn times, events, help things, anything, YouTube stuff, marketing, what sublimation printer would I recommend for VBIN? If you're just getting into the industry, I would ask you, do you really want a sublimation printer? The Sawgrass ones seem to be the top of the line. Everybody likes those a lot. I believe Epson makes an Eco Tank that is super affordable as well. But I caution everybody, because a lot of people hear sublimation and think it's this magic way to decorate, but you are limiting yourself now to only white or light colored polyester and polyester. So no cotton, maybe a 50-50 blend you could get in with, but you're gonna get a vintage look. You're not gonna get bright, vibrant colors. And dark colors, if you really truly wanna sublimate, you have to start sublimating on twill, sublimating on vinyl, and then adhering it to the shirt. And those sublimation printers and inks and the paper are not cheap. You're gonna have to stock that in there, and you're gonna have to learn a RIP software. So you could do that, or you could spend your investment in only getting a heat press and then ordering, say, direct-to-film transfers when you need them. So you're reducing your liability and your financial investment. You might be even able to dump a little bit extra money into a nice heat press, and then you have much better capabilities with custom transfers. You don't have to worry about any RIP software. You just buy these ship next day. Any color on polyester, cotton poly blends, tri-blends, jackets, hoodies, tons of stuff. And you don't have to worry about setting, making sure that the print heads are nice and free and clear. You don't have to worry about banding in your prints. You don't have to worry about anything like that. We'll take care of all of that. You reduce your investment. You only have to buy the prints when you need them. So if you're not doing a whole bunch of printing all the time, that's all you need. I talk to people all the time who have bought sublimation printers or direct-to-garment, now direct-to-garment printers. Woof. we're talking about you're pretty much buying a used car at that point. Sublimation, obviously, in that just like maybe couple thousand range, you could get a good setup. But ask yourself, do you really need it? It is not a magic decoration method that a lot of people sell it as. So yeah, that's something with sublimation that limits you. The sawgrass one, though, if you really want to get into it, sawgrass is a great option. Also, too, if you're only going to be doing sublimation, sometimes Stalls sell sublimation transfers. You just buy them as the custom logos right there, and then I believe they still sell sublimation transfers. Or there's tons of people on like Etsy who are selling it. Find somebody in your local area who offers the sublimation transfers, and then be able to print with those. But with the advent of direct-to-film, I think a lot more people are talking about direct-to-film transfers because they're much more versatile than sublimation. You could get a direct-to-film setup and print it at home, but the same with any type of actual quality printing that's a digital print, like an inkjet or any of those large wide format printers that are doing banners. People will tell you that you absolutely need a climate-controlled environment, especially when we're talking about adding heat and adhesive powder and curing everything together. You need a climate-controlled environment. We have a room in our production facility that when you walk in there, it feels like the rainforest, that it's so hot and humid in there, but it's because the print heads will start to clog. And then you get banding in the prints. When you have that nice fine gradient that moves from a yellow to a blue or something, and that nice mix in the middle, you start to see banding in there. It starts to break apart, and it doesn't look super high quality. We take care of all of that for you. All of that for you. And with direct-to-film setups, they are still a little bit probably more expensive than a kind of hobby-grade sawgrass or Epson sublimation method, that you're really going to have to be cautious about the maintenance on those machines, let alone learning how to do the RIP software. With Transfer Express here and our DTF transfers, our Ultra Color Max, upload your art to our website. You could even design online if you don't have a design program. We have tons, 750,000 layouts and clip art that are all up on there, and 250 plus fonts, all free for you to use. You don't pay a dime unless you need transfers, and then you order the transfers all from there. These Ultra Color Max ship next day, so you're not even waiting a long time. You don't have to worry about any inks, adhesives. All you need is just a heat press at your home. So if you said you had the heat press already, bam, you've got it. Lynn says, can you get multicolor on direct-to-film? You sure can. These were just an example. I was stacking up, the direct-to-film against screen printing. So I wanted to see what they look like for just single-color images to give a true apples-to-apples. But just like this one right here, I'm talking photorealism. If you want to print a photo, you absolutely can. If you want to print 60 colors, you absolutely can. Gradients, anything like that, you could all do it. You can kind of see a little bit in the windows here. There's some shading and stuff. So this is a whole bunch of colors, and you have the capabilities to do it all with direct-to-film. The only thing is that you need a hard edge, so no fades to the garment. You need this nice firm flat area, just because everything's backed in white. So if you have a little bit of transparency where you want it to fade to the garment, it's actually going to be white. So if you're on a black shirt, you're going to have kind of like a white outline on it. You just need the adhesive backing on it to be a good adhesion and be nice and opaque on any color garment. So just try to keep it like this one here, where you don't have any of those fades. I see a shirt over here that I'm gonna just run over and grab real quick to show you the capabilities of what you could do with full color transfers here. Owen saying, I'm using my heat press for curing with direct-to-garment inks. Perfect. The hover press or anything like this, you throw that Teflon or parchment sheet down and cure it right on up. You could reduce a step with having to press it and cure it by just ordering direct-to-film transfers. Sell that direct-to-garment printer. Maybe not, maybe not. For a lot of people, it does make sense in their business, but for a lot of people starting out, that investment is really high. And it was really sobering of an experience. Went to Impressions Expo in Atlantic City a month ago, and I was in a room with almost 200 apparel decorators, and Josh Ellsworth from Stalls says, raise your hand if you have a direct-to-garment printer. And I would say half of the room raised their hand. And so 100 people, 75, 100 people in that room had a direct-to-garment printer. And then he said, keep your hand raised if you have made enough money through that machine, if you've made enough revenue and profit through that machine to pay for itself. And everybody's hand dropped except maybe 2 or 3 people. And that is sobering to think about, that a lot of people jumped in sold on the capabilities of the press that didn't work for their business, and they spent too much money up front. And you may absolutely be getting, I know tons of companies that run on-demand fulfillment for a lot of companies, and they make stacks of cash with direct-to-garment printers, but they had those contracts in place before they invested in the technology. For home-based businesses, it could be really expensive and cost prohibitive, but I'm gonna run off screen for 1 second. Nobody go anywhere. I see you guys are still here. I want to show you some cool capabilities that you could do with the direct-to-film transfers or any of the full-color transfers at Transfer Express. I'll stay with you here as I walk by because I realize I'm still on mic and I could totally still sound perfectly fine as we go. I'm grabbing 3 examples here. You know what, maybe 4 examples? 3 examples is fine for right now. And these are great because some of these are polyester. Is my headphone still working good? I just bumped it. If you guys hear a crackle or anything, let me know. Heather says I'm still doing good, so I'm still doing good. So just like this, tons of different colorways, all in that. And this is a 100% polyester shirt. So really cool. You could get all of these different colorways in here and all of that nice detail. Another one that's really great. Yeah, this is the one. Photorealism there. So that is just a photo print. Let me not get it too dark. But the mountain of the photos, all of this free floating text and everything up here, all super, super easy for you to be able to print that. And all of that is just 6 cents per square inch when you're using those Ultra Color Max transfers. Here's another one that shows some awesome gradients in this kind of watercolor sky almost. So something just like that. You have the capabilities to do it all with these digital transfers. So this is the stuff that is right for it. Let's see, I'm going to be running a lot of orders for musicians. I know they will also want to make money on it so they could be profitable. Using you for the prints, is it better to just print my own at home? So Psycho Slingers, it depends what you're doing and what quantity you're doing. I fully understand. So a little backstory, I got into the printing industry because I was a musician. I was in a band and we needed merch. So I started screen printing in my basement. It took way too long. Luckily, I had time on my hands when I was a little bit younger, right out of college, but it took way too long to be able to set up prints that I could actually make money selling, like actually good quality retail ready prints. With screen printed transfers, you absolutely can. If you are a decorator, you could still profit and sell them to your customer so that they can make a profit. So let's just break out some scenarios here. It's all really going to depend on the total quantity of what they're buying. So that's truly the name of the game in the apparel decorating industry. The more you buy, the cheaper they become. When I was in a band, we didn't have the money to drop $400, $500, $600 on merch, so we were buying maybe 24 pieces at a time. But 24 pieces at a time, we were still paying, what, $6, $7, $8 sometimes for a 2-color print. So let's jump into EasyView Online Designer here, and I'll show you what we could do for, say, like a musician print, something for a band print, so that we can do, so I could show you how cheap it becomes. So let's just do something like this. So like if this is for a band, even, let's say, let's switch this over to, what? Go all the way big. Nope, maybe not. All right, I'm just trying to get that bar out of the bottom there. There we go, full size here. So let's switch this over to, say, our jumbo sheet, and we're just gonna be using our screen printed transfers. Now this is for, let's change our artboard size up to portrait too. Awesome. So here, let's say this is gonna be the back of the shirt, a huge back of the shirt if we wanted to. I mean, that's way too big. So let's just say this is going to be like 9 inches wide or so. Okay, so here we have this design. We could change the band's name right here, and we're doing this all in EasyView Online Designer, super easy. Let's just say this band is, I don't know, a cool band name. What's a cool band name? I don't know. We'll just say Weezer. How about that? I don't know if they're a cool band anymore. They were a cool band at one point. So we could just say we delete that. Say this is their design. So this is even a 9 by 10 inches. Let's just make it 9.5. So that's even pretty big. So let's say that's the back of the shirt. And if you're doing a 2-location print, let's just grab another one here. So say this is just like a left chest or something. So we'll say that's 4 inches. So right here, we have a left chest and the front of a shirt. if, say, we're buying, let's say 24 quantity, because that's an easy amount to take on the road. This is $360 now for all the ink on this page, and we have tons more space. So say if we wanted to put some inside tag prints for ourselves, our apparel decorating business itself, we'll click on shirt tags, grab one of these guys, and you could just double click all this stuff as needed. Now we fill the space for whatever we need. Maybe they even want a different logo or something, and we might even be able to fit that on here as well. So we have all of the sizes that we'll be doing, small, extra large, whatever. We just have to double click in here, like I mentioned, and say small. And you could change all those details as it goes. So say, yeah, let's see if we could try to fit like another full-size print here. So if we just turn this sideways, so we have a left chest, a back print, and then something that just says just the band name. So we'll just say, let's just have it say Weezer 2. Weezer's a band that already exists, so don't take the band name if you're thinking about some sweet band names. Make it in a cool font, and let's size this to say like 10 inches or so, should fit. Bam. All right, so we could fit that one in there. Small, extra, small, medium, large, extra large, 2X. Let's just say we're going to XL. We could delete this, but you can see what I'm kind of getting at here, that we could fit all these pieces, parts, all in here. Let me grab that baseball, tuck it back up in there. But yeah, you could see that we could grab all of these pieces here and fit as much as we can on the gang sheet, okay? So we have 2 of our full front print of just the band name. We have this logo right here, which will be the left chest that complements this big back print. So that's 3, we're talking now 3 different shirts. So 3 different shirts, all with one print. So we're at $1 per print, $1.20 per print per shirt, or $1.20 per shirt in print cost. One of them's even 2 location. So if you went to another printer, let's say you just go to Custom Ink right now and say, I need a 2 location shirt, 1 quantity for 24, it's all depending on the cost of the blank then that you're paying for. So say the blank is $4, that's pretty high for 24 quantity. If you have a wholesale account at like say Sanmar, SNS, that's kind of like if you were to buy a PC55 or even like a Next Level 3600 from transferexpress.com in our wholesale apparel section. So let's say it's $4, you are putting $1.20 on the shirt, okay? And then you could sell that for whatever you want on top of that, because anything over that $4.20 or $5.20, let's say, if it's a $4 blank and you're putting $1.20 of printing on it, for 2 locations, mind you, in that one case, or just across the front of the shirt, that you're at $5.20 out the door. For 24 shirts, that is a steal. That is a great price for a 1-color print on just 24 quantity. And that's going to be right in the same ballpark as a regular screen printer right there, right out the bat. Now you're able to produce those, and we're even putting inside tag prints on it, so guess what? That's 3 print locations. That's really, really cool, a great branding opportunity for you and your business. Or say, if you have another commercial client who says, yeah, I need black on a white shirt too, or even, let's just say, because we're talking about bands, every one of them wants white ink on a black shirt. So you just find somebody else who needs a white ink on a shirt, and you could toss it into any spare space on this gang sheet as well, right? So just like that, we're at $5.20, we said, for that printing on the shirt. You could charge $10 each, and then the band's going to charge $15 or $25, so they're doubling their profit too, and you're doubling your profit. If you are helping your buddy out, or you're trying to win that job, and you know this is going to lead to repeat business, maybe you don't need to make that full ×2 profit. You saw how easy it was to just print with your heat press, that then there, bam. You could say, all right, well, I could cut you a deal, and we're going to do $7. So I'm still making $3 per shirt, and you're giving them an incredible deal for $7, and then they could turn around and sell that for $20, $25, and they're making money. I understand the hustle. When I was a musician, we were on the road. We were playing shows. We made some ticket sales. The record label that we were on took every single dime of every album sale that we made. And so merch was our lifeline. It's what funded everything for the band. It's what funded gas money. It's what funded food, where we were staying for the night. If it wasn't the van, it was usually the van. And so there's a ton of stuff that goes into this here and that you're able to provide for your customer. Had I known about this when I was in a band, I would have never tried to screen print myself. I would have dumped all the money that I spent on screen printing setups and squeegees and inks, and then, oh, that squeegee's too stiff, I need a softer squeegee. It needs to be more like a 65. Oh, those screens that I bought, they're stretched with 110. I really wanted a 220 mesh. So I'm buying all of this different stuff, trying to figure it all out. I would have just bought a heat press, bought transfers when I needed them, bought the shirts when I needed them, and you're all set. Now, so that's saying that your customer wants a $4 blank too. If they're okay with like an all-style 1301, those blanks are $1.50. So $1.50, you're adding $1.20 onto it. That's what, $2.75 or something then that you're really looking at for cost on your shirt. You could still double that cost, sell it to your customer for $5, and they're still going to go sell it to their fans for $20, $25. So you see it's all there. Even in our example here that I had pulled up in the Easy View Online Designer, say they aren't doing this huge back print and they don't want to do any logos, no inside tag prints, they just want their name. So let's switch back on over. We will do, so we're even at just like $63 here. So say on this jumbo sheet, let's go full width, a full 12 inches. So that's huge. That's a huge print. But how many times can we fit this band name up on this sheet? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what's $3.60 divided by 7? Like what, 40 cents maybe? I don't know. I have my calculator here. I'm just curious. I'm curious to find out myself. $3.60 divided by 7, that's 51 cents per shirt, 51 cents per print. Are you kidding me? That's next to nothing. That's just the cost of the blank and a couple seconds of your time to cut those out and slap them on. And it's not cutting and weeding. No, you're just taking scissors and cutting them straight through the gang sheet. Just like this, taking it, cut it, and now you're ready to apply. You're all set, ready to go. Nice and easy. And so when you talk about is it cost effective, it is probably the most cost effective and easiest way to print anything. It all depends on, what you could fit onto a gang sheet with our screen printed transfers. Makes it really, really cool. All right, I'm gonna get some other comments here. So Psycho Slingers, I hope that helped you out and made sense in there. Throttle says, I saw that the A to Z press needs a dedicated 20 amp circuit. I really like the auto open Hotronics. Does it need a dedicated 20 amp too? I believe that this one is a 15 amp or 15 or 18 amp circuit. So now that is recommended. I probably shouldn't tell you that we've got a way. I've plugged in an autoclam at my house. I don't own an autoclam, but I've plugged an autoclam in on my house on the same circuit as everything in my bedroom. I was only running one computer off of it at the time, and it worked fine. For optimal use and maximum safety for your home, because you don't want your entire home to burn down if you have some faulty electrical, just try to keep it dedicated to its own outlet. What we've seen some people do is they set up a little workbench right next to their washing machine, because the washing machine is always on a dedicated outlet, and it's usually right above the washer. So they just unplug their washing machine, plug their heat press in, and that's it. Your dishwasher probably has a dedicated outlet, but it's behind the dishwasher as well. Or just go to a bedroom that you know there's no, like a spare bedroom that there's no TVs plugged in on, there's no space heaters, and you're able to plug into that outlet with nothing else on that circuit, and you're gonna be fine. That's gonna work completely fine. A to Z is a good press though. A to Z is a great press on there. Can I get a gang sheet with just my logo for the back of neck labels? You absolutely can, Anthony. A lot of people actually do that, where it is just a full gang sheet. They'll order 6 quantities, so the lowest quantity that you could buy, and it's just stuffed full of inside tag labels that you're either applying with a hat press or one of those handheld Cricut Easy presses. We would really recommend better results with a real bona fide locking heat press like a hat press or one of these presses, but you absolutely could do that. Absolutely no problem. Anything you want and anything that could fit on that gang sheet, go for it. Maybe you just want your business name like a Supreme logo or something, just the name. Put it at the bottom of the sheet. The rest of it you fill up. One of my favorite things to do is if you have a big client like a school or a nursing home or any of those trades that like you could pretty much charge them the $3.60 like we were looking at the sheet price. You charge them that $3.60 And that's it. Like, that's all you have to pay. You charge them for their one print on that, and you fill up the rest of the sheet with your own printing, you get it for free. It's a way to hack the system in there. Psycho says, yeah, I've been through the screen printing nightmare for my band back in the day as well. You know the game, man. You know the game. Thanks so much. Looking forward to working with you. We're looking forward to working with you, too. It is truly amazing. I have a guy, Tim, who reaches out to me every now and then from a record label, and they bought a heat press setup because they were paying too much outsourcing merch, and now they're able to provide merch in-house. They don't mark it up because they aren't a actual decorating business, but they're able to provide merch for their artists now at a lower cost and produce them in-house when it's needed. It's on demand. That's one of my favorite things about heat printing too, is that it truly is on demand. It truly is on demand. It's just Etsy creators who just set up an entire online store and get it ready to go, and then when an order comes in, they're not wasting the blank inventory. They're just printing the shirt as it comes in and ready to go. When we ran out of certain sizes, man, I wish when we ordered not enough larges and all the larges sold, and then people come up to the merch booth after the show and be like, hey man, you got a large in that? And we're like, no, we don't. How easy would that have been to like just have the transfers ready to go? We bought some large shirts and able to fill those orders so the next show, the next night or a week later, we had more larges instead of having to go to our contract print shop or wait till the next time we were home and had the ability to print more shirts to print more of those shirts, because we did end up outgrowing it and I wasn't able to keep up with demand in the basement. We started going to a print shop, which was great. We got good prices, but it still wasn't the amount of profit we could have made by producing it ourselves or somebody selling it to us with screen printed transfers. If anything you're doing, I always say, take cost times 2. So whatever you paid to produce it, mark it up by just double the cost of what you paid for it is what you should be at least paying yourself. And if you could do that, you are winning. And 99% of the time, buying screen printed transfers and applying them with your heat press, you are still going to undercut custom ink. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Do an apples to apples comparison, and you could pay yourself the same amount that you paid to do it and make all of your investment back. Double your money and still beat custom ink's price. And then you're local to them. Your turn time could be faster. It's not 2 weeks. You could offer free delivery. Maybe you throw on a little bit of design services with that, because with the EasyView Online Designer, you saw how easy it was to whip up just a couple names on a gang sheet, or throw a logo together with some nice mountains and stuff and make it look nice and hip. Maybe like a, like a regular concert tee. You saw how quick that was to throw together. That custom ink isn't going to offer that service to them. Another printer, maybe even your area, is not going to offer that service to them. They're not going to be able to suggest, hey, you know what? I think the Next Level 3600, or hey, this PC55, feel the quality of this. I think your fans are really going to like it. I think you're going to be able to sell this. Nobody else is going to offer that to them. And that's where you're going to stand out as an apparel business in your local community. Start small, build those relationships, and when you offer that service, they don't even think about going anywhere else. They can find an online printer that's, oh, well, they're going to do it for half the price. Have fun. Go do it. Not worth my time to do it for half that price. And you want to know what? 2 months later, they're going to come knocking back. Yeah, those shirts were garbage. We paid. We want you back. Always happens. Always happens. You are worth it, and I guarantee that you could slay it this year. I've seen so many people be so successful do this, I guarantee you guys could do it too. Yes, we do sell shirts. Estelle, thanks for helping out. Yeah, we do sell blanks. We do sell blanks at transferexpress.com. Just go to Wholesale Apparel. You do not need a tax ID. You do not need a business license. You don't need anything whatsoever in there. I promised we were going to do some tote bags here. We didn't even finish the Toaster Transfers Kit. Man, we got off on tangent. This is what it's for. I don't want to tie you guys up too much here, so we'll be wrapping this one up. You get a koozie with the Toaster Transfers Kit as well, and you get one of these awesome rulers. So these are available on transferexpress.com right now. So you get the koozie, you get a placement ruler, you get a mouse pad, you get an apron that you're going to decorate on, you get a tank top that you're going to decorate on, you get a tote bag that you're going to decorate on, and you get 4 full-size gang sheets of our goof-proof screen-printed transfers, all for one low cost. That includes shipping. It ships to you in this big old box so that it stays in nice condition when it arrives to you. You get automatic registration to our Toast to Transfers online event where you're going to hang out with us, maybe have a couple beverages late one Thursday evening, and we'll be able to press. So let's do a koozie. So I'm going to use Ultra Color Max on a koozie. I've never actually done this before, so I hope it works out. I've heard of people using Max on koozies, but this is just a little foam neoprene koozie. So we're going to put this down. I just want to adjust my pressure to see how it's going to look. And this is how easy things are. This is how easy heat pressing is. There's no setting up and registering your jobs and inking up the screen. And then I was using water-based for a little bit. So, of course, water-based inks start to harden in the screen. And then you're blasting it out with a spray hose. And I'm getting ink everywhere in the bathroom because I didn't have a slop sink at the time with a hose on it. So I'm using the sprayer in the shower trying to get stuff out. And it's just a mess. Luckily, my wife still married me after that entire kerfluffle. But, you know, c'est la vie. It was the past. I was a starving artist back then. So right like that, I wanted to check and make sure my pressure is A-okay. With any foam or neoprene, when you push it when it's hot, you can kind of see my handprint in there a little bit. You just want to be careful of creating those dimples in there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to take our transfer, this little baseball guy, a cute, cool little baseball guy. I'm just going to place him right down here on this koozie. And we're going to press 290 degrees for 15 seconds. Right here on this neoprene koozie. And this is how easy it is. So say, just like that, you want to offer the band koozies too. That extra room on the gang sheet, put a little 2-inch, 3-inch graphic, and now you could upsell them on koozies. Is Custom Ink going to do that? No, they're not. You're going to do it and offer that solution. Or maybe you do it as just a freebie, a giveaway. People love free stuff. And just like that, a hot peel reveals our sweet little guy right there. That's all you have to do. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Psycho Slingers knows the struggle. All too well. Man, that was a fun time, I will say. Gotta love me some rock and roll, but yeah, it was definitely a little crazy sometimes. So just the same thing here. So say that band goes, you know what? We can't even do 24. We don't have enough money for 24. Can we just do like 10? 10 starting out. Ultra Color Max, no minimum. You're paying $25 for whatever you could fit on a sheet, 22 by 22 inches. You can fit whatever you need on there for your own business, for them. Combine it with other jobs just to get to that $25 minimum. Of course, you could order just one. It's just going to be $25. I'm trying to maximize your print spend. If you could get more printing while you're spending $25, just get more printing. Take advantage of us. Come on. So I'm going to do this little whatever. Did I have one that said play ball? Maybe. Yeah, play ball. We don't want whatever. Whatever, little baseball guy. Play ball. Play ball. So we're going to put this one here, and then we'll have a nice little koozie here at the end of the day. You could print your own koozies with the Toast to Transfers kit. We'll send you one. I love the koozies, too, because they're like, you could get all those different colors from Amazon. They're so super cheap. And it's a great little add-on for anybody. When you're doing little printing, add a little print. The direct-to-film transfers, the Ultra Color Max, applies to cardboard even, too. So you could brand the box when you give it to your customer, and then you know they're not going to any other printer. Just like this, the hot peel. It practically falls off. It's so smooth. Look how sweet that is. So cool. Look at this. I'm going to the baseball game this weekend. I don't have tickets, but I'm going to find a baseball game to go to just so I could use this cool little koozie that I made. Just like that. And one of these sheets, 6 cents per square inch. So this little guy right here, 2 inches by 1 inches, is 40 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. I don't know. I'm bad at math. That's why I was a musician and why I'm in the t-shirt business. But just like this, one of these would cost next to nothing to print. All of the cost is just in the blank. The cheaper you get the blank, the more profit goes in your pocket. Because what do you sell these for? A double-sided koozie? You could sell this for $4 to somebody. And I could guarantee this does not cost $4 to make. It doesn't even cost $2 to make. We're talking just pennies for each one of these prints on either side. Anthony, we do have transfer kind of classes for beginners. We have our webinars that we do, and we've been talking about possibly bringing back some kind of in-person instruction. Check out any decorated apparel expos. Check out Graphics Pro Expos, because we do have education sessions at those events. Graphics Pro Expo Indianapolis is coming up very soon, so we'll be in Indy with 2 classes there. And then Decorated Apparel Expo Chicagoland, I think, just wrapped up. But then in Long Beach, California, Graphics Pro is coming back in August. Graphics Pro at in New Jersey, and the Meadowlands is in July. So we do have in-person classes there. Also, here on our Transfer Express YouTube, all of the education completely free, on demand, whenever you need it, from heat pressing applications to the business tips, even like band merch, like we're talking about a lot here in this live stream. Band merch on a budget. We made a video here on our YouTube where I go over a lot of the same with a little bit more serious tone, not so light and jokingly here on a Friday, but we go over everything on how to print band merch on a budget, and that's right here on our YouTube channel. You could always just click on the channel and use the little search bar when you're on the channel page and search for goof-proof application, or printing polos, or printing hats. I did one even printing hats on our 360. Anything you need, or any silo that you're looking to target, the markets, wedding stuff. You could type in wedding, and you'll see that we have videos on wedding stuff, doing baseball jerseys or numbers on the back, all that stuff. We have all of the stuff here on the channel. And if you see a video and need any specific content, like how to order or anything, if you can't find the video, email us, info@transferexpress.com, because we love hearing from you guys, or just leave a comment on any YouTube video. I'm the one who answers those, so I'm able to see that. And if you say, I want a video on how to use foil transfers on performance wear, I would say probably a bad idea, but let's try it and we'll make a video about it. We are dedicated to helping you and your t-shirt business succeed, so we are here for you. We listen all the time. Let's see. That's not right for 25 bucks. They never charge me 25 bucks, more than $25 all the time. Yes, well, the minimum is $25. So quite literally, if we were to order this without the things that I cut out, one sheet of this at probably, what is this, 16 inches by 16 inches would be under $25 for our Ultra Color Max product. Of course, Ultra Color Max is the product that we're talking about right here. Let's go. We could head over to EasyView Online Designer right now, and I'll show you exactly what we're looking like here. So we are set to screen print, of course, $86 here because we're doing jumbo at 24 quantity. But let's switch this over to full color and Ultra Color Max. And let's say we just need all of these grouped together at 3 quantity is 37, 2 quantity is 25 bucks. And if, let's say we don't even need to gang sheet it here because we're at our Ultra Color Max. So we'll just delete this. Let's say we just need 24 of these total. It's 37 bucks, $1.50 per piece. If we needed 12, it's less. It's $25. We're not even at the minimum. So we need to boost this quantity up. Let's see how many it's going to be before we hit that threshold. 18. There we go. 18, probably 17 will put us down in there because it's $1.50 per image. There we go. What? We could even do 16. 25 bucks right there. Out the door for 16 of these things. So 16 of that one color logo. That's what I'm saying. On this sheet, you see a lot of one colors on here as well. Because if you are going to do regular screen printing but just don't have the quantity, because if we were to do the same thing, we needed 16 of those. That doesn't even meet the quantity for screen printing. We have 6 sheets, and I know how many of those could fit up on a sheet. I don't know. Let's see. EasyView is going to do this all for you here at transferexpress.com. Over here, let's turn this sideways so it fits. And look at that. Multiple images of the same size are going to fit on this sheet. It's going to tell me the minimum quantity of what we're going to need to increase. So let's say if it's 24, could we fit 24? There we go. 57 bucks is going to be 6 total sheets. We're going to be able to fit 24 of these up on it. So that's it. It's so easy. EasyView does it for you right there with our Ultra Color Max transfers, of course. Yes, Vibin, this stream will be up right here on our Transfer Express YouTube channel, just like the last heat transfer answer and the heat transfer answer that we're going to do. These are the last Friday of every single month, and I love hanging out with you guys here, answering your questions. Ask your questions right now because we're about to wrap this one up. So any other questions, let us know. You could always comment on this YouTube video, and we will answer them either in the comments or at the next heat transfer answer. Again, it's always the last Friday of the month. I think we might even be pushed back a little bit into maybe June. But we'll let you know. We always advertise these here on our Transfer Express YouTube channel. And then so you'll be able to know when the next one is going to be. Because we're going to have our Toast of Transfers on May 26th. So I don't think we're going to do this the Thursday. I don't think we're going to do the heat transfer answer on the May 27th. But I don't know. We may do it. I have to go check my schedule to tell you when the next time we're going to be here live. But we want to make it a regular thing. I love hanging out with you guys. I love talking to you about the heat printing industry, even sublimation. Something that we don't do. I've done before, and I want to help you out with it. And I don't want you to spend too much money because someone tried to sell you the magic bullet. I'm not trying to sell you a press. I'm not trying to sell you printing you don't need. Order on demand when you need it. We're going to be here for you, and we're going to give you the quality that you expect and your customers expect, and the ease of use of applying these transfers that you could feel confident in your apparel capabilities. And that's it. That's it. That's going to be it for today. Thank you guys here for joining us. Heather says thanks from behind the scenes. She's waving to you as well. But yeah, always a pleasure to hang out with you guys here. And yeah, no more questions. No more questions. Just making sure we don't have any more questions. No questions. Here we go. Throttle says, not sure why my name shows up here on Throttle. Throttle is my biker road name. My name's Mike. I'll get my wife to fix it. Well, I think Mike's a cool name. Throttle's a cooler name. So you own that one, Mike. Absolutely love it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you. And until next time, happy pressing.